All right, the last file for today is recording the periodic payments of a loan or using formulas with financial functions for Excel. I'm in page 171 in the book. It says to open the PR reports. Here is my PR report, enable it, and of course save it. What I want to do is calculate the monthly payment amount for these particular loans at different amounts for each item with a set interest rate. This is not the way you calculate credit card interest, so you'd have to use a different rate where the balance changes every day. This is a set monthly payment like you would use for a house payment, a car payment, a boat payment, or a piece of equipment. Excel allows us to calculate the payment amount. If nothing else, when you go shopping for your next car, this is something you want to calculate way before you get into the dealership and let them do. Okay, so I'm going to calculate the payment using the formula for the periodic payment of a loan. I want my answer to go into E5. I'm going to borrow $15,450 at 8.5% and pay it back over 5 years, which is the same as 60 months. If I had put 5 years here, I would have had to do a little bit of division or multiplication inside my formula. So I'm going to select E5 and find the formula. This is the periodic payments, or I could select the PMT function since I know it, and go on. Excel tells you to go do that and click the formula button. So the PMT, or your description, payments, would get you to the PMT formula. Double click on the formula. You have to know 4 things, and we do. The rate of the loan will be here. The definitions, by the way, are located right down here for what you're looking for. This is the interest rate per period for the loan. Use 6% divided by 4 for quarterly payments at 6%. So we have this rate divided by 12 because we're making 1 payment per month. The next number we need is the total number of payments for the loan. So that's 60. That would be NPER here, or D5. The PV is the present value of the loan, or how much you're going to borrow. That would be found here in B5. Once I've done all of that, I'm going to select OK, and Excel returns to me, oh, look, got a little plus sign there, the payment amount. There we go. Sorry, I put it in twice. It'll be returned in a negative number or in parentheses because cash outflow is considered negative. I can use the fill handle and copy my formula down from here to the other 2 to get the payment for these amounts as well. So there you have the periodic payments for a loan. Let's try it again. This time we're going to use the payments for a 5% loan at different amounts, varying by $5,000 over 36 months. So the long way around this one would be go to the Formulas tab. This is a financial formula. Select Financial. This is a payment formula. We have a couple of different payments. We have the PMT formula and the PPMT. We're not ready for that one yet. We'll get to it in level 2. So the rate is going to be 8%. Whoops, I'm in the wrong window. Right down here. 5%. However, we're paying that monthly based on 12 months in a year. The number of payments for the loan is going to be found in D12. And the present value of the loan is found in B12. You actually get a little preview of what the payment amount is right here. And when you click OK, you'll see that as well. Simply use your fill handle and copy that down once more. This would tell you when you're going to go shopping, if you'll just sit down and set up a few numbers in Excel. Let's say I'm going to buy an pre-owned van. It might be $10,000 for a really old van, $15,000 for one that's not quite as bad, or $25 for one that's only about 2 years old. Here's the different amount of monthly payment based on the same criteria, interest rate and set number of loans. Many banks will tell you the interest rate based on your credit rating that they offer. I know the credit unions will do that. Okay, we could do the same thing based on same criteria. Is this the same one? I was a little confused because he says monthly income, but it's because he's selling this camera. Instead of making a payment for it, he's selling it. He wants to know how much money he can expect to gain. It's the same formula. So we'll go back to our function library. We'll select from the financial group, and we'll scroll down and we'll find the payment function for the loan. All right, so he's going to loan the money at 4.5%, or what we find in cell C20, based on a 12-month calendar year for 3 years to be paid out, and the present value of the camera is found in B20, and click OK. So his monthly payment amount will be $185, or his monthly income from the person who buys the camera. He'll tell them that they can make 36 payments for $185, and then their camera will be theirs complete and total. Okay, and the last one for today is the future value. It's calculated in much the same way as the payment amount is. The difference is that you're looking at a lump sum total future value instead of monthly. So we're going to open the RP Invest file. We have a couple of things that we gathered from the investment location, such as the rate of return for the investment, how long I'd need to tie up the investment, and the monthly payment that I would put into the investment. Notice this is stated as a negative because I'm paying out. So I want to know what's going to be the future value. So in 3 years, putting in $1,200 a month, if I just do some simple math and I say equals this multiplied by this, I would see that simply I'd have $43,000. I want to compare that to what I'd get with interest paid on that account as a future value investment. Rather than a plain old savings account, I want to invest. So I'll go back to my formulas tab. It's a financial formula. I want the FV formula, or future value of this formula. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is select the rate cell. The rate is 7.5. Again, I'll have to make that divided by 12 because there's 12 months in a calendar year. So the actual annual rate is 625, not 750. The number of investments that I'm investing is selected in B4, and the monthly payment amount is going to be as a negative amount. If not, you'll have to add a negative for B5 and select OK. Now you can see that the difference between what I would calculate in a straight up savings account and an investment account is listed here, and I'll simply show you the difference. Equals this minus this. I'm going to be earning, should have been a plus, excuse me, $5,000 because of interest to my investment. Alright guys, that's it. I hope you guys have a good week. I will see you next week when I come, or Thursday if you want to come. I think you should be done by that. But if you have any questions, you want any help, come and see me. Alright, thanks.